Today guys, we got a brisket and we're going to be doing something a little bit different with it, but first we're going to start with the prep. So what we got here is an 8-pound brisket that we got from our local grocery store. It's nothing special, as you can tell. This is a first cut brisket. We've got our flat side here, we've got our point up here. It's already been cut, as you can see here. On the back side, the thing you're looking at brisket here is you're looking for the marbling here, which is nice. We got a few spots that we are going to trim up just because when we start cooking it, I don't want anything. The way we're going to cook it, I need all this loose off. You can tell he went a little deep. It's not got a lot of fat on the back here. That's all right when they did cut it. And then we have a few spots up here that I'm going to cut. And actually I saw a spot on the back that we are going to trim. What we want is a nice round edge here. You can see this is kind of loose right here, so I'm going to kind of round this a little bit. Pull this back just a little bit. This isn't bad. What you're looking for here, if you can look at the side here, you can see the fat to meat ratio here. That's not that bad right here, that thickness. And same here, it's not that bad. Same here, you don't want to go too much more than this right here. This is still soft, this isn't bad. It's not bad here. Got a few spots back here we'll clean up. Alright. We'll keep these. Throw these over here for right now. Alright. So it feels good. Okay. Now we got our injection stuff that we're going to use. Alright, we got Dr. Pepper, we got beef broth, we've got some soy, Worcestershire sauce, if you can say that 3 times fast. We got a little bit of liquid smoke, we got onion powder, we got brown sugar, pepper, salt. That's all you're going to need. Quick. Alright, we're going to put this all in a mixing bowl, then we're going to let it set for about 10 minutes to let all of the powders and the spices dissolve, because we're going to put it in our injector and we want to make sure that it doesn't clump up. So let's go ahead and start with our liquids. Now you can use whiskey, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to use Dr. Pepper. Alright, trash that.
Tablespoon.
That is a tablespoon. Thanks, babe. That is 1 cup of beef broth. Alright. That was...
Teaspoon.
Teaspoon? Most of this is all teaspoon. It's 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire? Is it Worcestershire or Worcestershire? I don't know. It's somebody's last... If it's somebody's last name, somebody tell me that, because that's an awful last name. Now, because we're not smoking this, I still want that smoky taste to it, so I'm adding a little bit of liquid smoke to this. Alright, use as much as you want. Be very, very careful with liquid smoke. Too much, you're going to taste it. Okay. Brown sugar is optional. We use brown sugar a lot in our family, just like we use garlic, which you're about to see here in a little bit. But brown sugar is optional. Go ahead and put that in there. Onion powder. This is a 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Now we're going to whisk this together. And like I said, we're going to let it set for 10 minutes. And we're going to make sure that dissolves. Now, anything that doesn't go into the injector, if it's too much, that's fine. Or anything that we're not going to overuse it. We're just going to use the injector full. We're not going to over-inject the brisket. But we're going to use this liquid later, and I'll show you tomorrow how we're going to use it. Just a little bit, and we'll add water to it also. Alright, so we're going to let that set for 10 minutes. Alright, we're back. It's been 10 minutes. Hopefully all the spices have been dissolved in here. Now what you want to do is start at the center of your brisket, and we're going to go about every 2 inches. And like I said, we're only going to use what's in here. We're going to save the rest of this for tomorrow after everything's marinated and we're actually going to use it. So we're going to go ahead and stab that in there. Give it a nice little squirt. You saw the bubble come up. How we're doing, just give it a little square. Make sure we penetrate through that fat and get down to there. We go. Get down here at the heel just a little bit. Alright. Now, like I said, we're going to use this. I am going to pat this dry a little bit, because I'm not done with the seasoning. I am going to season the top of this and the bottom. Now, we're going to use the seasoning that we got from, what is it, Mid-South? Mid-State? This is a garlic, it's an onion blend, I don't know what their trade secret is, I really don't. But we use it on everything. It's like Frank's hot sauce. We use this shit on everything, we really do. But it's great, it's got a great flavor to it. So we're gonna spread it around. You can go heavy on this, okay? Don't worry about it. I am gonna rub this in. The reason I'm going heavy on this is the way I'm going to cook this. It's not going to be a traditional cook like you're used to seeing, which is going to be whether on a smoker or in the oven. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different tomorrow. Because what we're going to do, we're going to let this marinate overnight for about 18 hours. So now we're going to grab our plastic wrap and we are going to seal this. Move this to the side a little bit. Alright, we're going to put it in our pan. We're going to refrigerate this overnight. 18 hours. So tomorrow morning, about mid-morning, right around, what? I don't know, 12. Quick math. 4:30. About 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We're going to pull it back out. We'll unwrap it. And then I'll show you guys what we're going to do with it. Alright guys, it's day 2. We've got the brisket out of the marinade. We've marinated for about 18 hours. Right at 18, I brought it out. I set it in there and pretty much room temperature for about an hour before we cook, and just brought it out here, set up everything. We got everything we need. We got the oil right at 350 right now. So this is the different thing I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna fry the brisket. This brisket weighs approximately 8 pounds, about 7.5 to 8 pounds. So you do about 3 minutes per pound. So we're gonna put it anywhere between 21 and 24 minutes. All right, we're gonna keep an eye on it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it in aluminum foil and I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 2.5 hours until I get that internal temperature to about 185, 190. And then we're gonna let it rest for about 2 hours. So that's the operation we have going on here. You guys notice my mug? Best dad. Modesty prevents me from going into, no it doesn't, I'm the best dad. So with any kind of cooking that I do, I always have a 300-minute energy shot. If anybody would like to give me a sponsorship, that'd be great. Alright, so what we're gonna do, you can see that marinade took hold here. Not a lot of juices are coming out. Everything stayed inside. We still got a nice rub on there. Let's take this lid off. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. We're gonna lose a little bit of heat when we put this meat in. 5 things that destroy oil, all right? Air, water, salt, food, and heat, okay? So as soon as this goes in, There you go. Now you notice we didn't get a lot of spillage here. So what I did yesterday, while it was in this package, and here's a little easy tip for you guys. Take whatever meat that you're about to put into the fryer. It's gonna be packaged by your local grocery store or whatever. Go ahead and put it in your container here. Fill it up with water, right? It's already in the plastic, no water's gonna get in there. Fill it up, see how much water you need, right? Mark a little line, and that way the next day, when you're filling it up with oil or whatever, you know exactly where to put that oil. That way you have no spillage, your meat is totally submerged, and you have no overflow. So like I said, we're gonna stay at 350. We're right at 350 right now. I knew we were gonna lose about 5 degrees, up to 10 degrees once we put that meat in there. And we'll actually turn it down just a little bit. And we're gonna watch this for the next 21 to 24 minutes. Now they got a nice little hole here that you can put your, I just like to leave the lid open right there. All right. Now, this is that juice that we had yesterday, okay? This is what was left over of our marinade that we were injecting the brisket with. We're gonna use that. I brought a cup of water out here, a little over a cup. We're gonna apply this and we're gonna put it in here when the brisket gets in. We're gonna fill the bottom and then we're gonna fill the rest of it up with water. We want about 1 inch, okay? That way when we got it in the oven, we still got moisture going through. All right, and then we're gonna cover it all with aluminum foil. So, that's gonna take about 21, 24 minutes. I'm not gonna bore you with all that, so we'll be back here in a minute. All right, guys, we have been in for exactly 21 minutes. What I'm gonna do, without burning myself here. What I should have done is left the hook in. You can see we're pliable. Awesome. I don't want to break the skin of this. Oh. Look at that. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. That's been in for 21 minutes. You're thinking, man, that looks awesome. Got good bark here, got good burn. It's looking good. All right, so we're gonna add our mixture here. Oh, I can smell that. This under here. Okay, that looks about here. Okay, one more. You get. Okay. I'm looking for is a nice even. There we go. That's good enough. Throw the rest in there. It's not a lot. All right, now we're gonna wrap this up. Now, there's a myth that's going on out there that it should be shiny side up or down on your meat. Here's the thing. When aluminum foil is made in a manufacturer, it does this. It does the shiny side, it does the dull side. It doesn't matter. Do what you want with it. We got our oven preheating inside. Like I said, 275, 2.5 hours. What we want is that internal temp at about 185, 190. Because like I said, we're gonna let this rest for about 2 hours. Just a side note, like this is how my wife likes to be tucked into bed. She has to have everything tucked in. Me, nothing upsets me more than when I go to a hotel room and they've got the sheets tucked in. Untuck. I don't like that. I don't like to feel constricted. Her, everything, just tuck, like a little burrito. Just saying. All right, we're gonna take this in, we're gonna put it in the oven, and I'll see you guys here in about 2.5 hours. All right, guys, so we just got the brisket out of the oven, and it's been in there for about 2 hours at 275, so let's take a look at it. Yeah. Unfortunately, we were supposed to get a new stove this weekend, and as you can see, that is not a new stove. So our brisket did not cook the way it was supposed to, and I couldn't gauge the temperature, and our brisket did not come out like it was supposed to out of the oven. So I'm going to show you a gourmet meal that I cook all the time. Get yourself a jar of your favorite peanut butter. Get out some Miracle Whip. 2 slices of bread. You can keep the crust on if you want. Very simple. 2 butter knives for this. And me, I like Miracle Whip. I like the tanginess. Not really a mayo guy. On some sandwiches I like mayo. Alright. So what we're gonna do, spread that evenly. Doesn't really matter. This is a very messy dish anyways. I should just put it on there. There we go. Make sure you get all the corners in there. Making a sandwich, spread it out evenly there. There you go. Oh, there you go. Alright. Set that aside. I am not a crunchy peanut butter person. I don't think I ever have been. Can't remember, but creamy's better. Now listen. Don't go stingy on the peanut butter. It's peanut butter. Really get in there. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it if it goes over. That's alright. Messier the better. Alright. Set that there, set that over there. Like that. If you want to get a close-up at that, slow-mo, just like in the YouTube videos. That's sexy. I mean,
That's got a shadow.
That's a sexy sandwich. Now, we are going to use the slicer since I got it out for the brisket. Just get, there you go. Get on in there. Let's get that. Now, if you look at the rings right here, I'm just kidding, we're not going to look at the rings. Look at that. That's perfect. Mmm. What you get in a peanut butter Miracle Whip sandwich there? You get the sweetness of the peanut butter. You get the tanginess of the Miracle Whip. The sloppier the better on this. I mean, look at this. Even on the crust. If it's dripping over, just use your finger, right? My cameraman right now, she's licking her lip. You want a bite? Okay, maybe later. Okay. Quick, easy. Oh, that's so good. Guys, sorry about the brisket. Honestly, our oven is I don't know, 10 years old. How many? 20 years old. It was supposed to be delivered today. They told us yesterday, or the day before, oh yeah, all your appliances are in. New refrigerator, new stove, gonna be delivered. We found out yesterday that it hasn't even shipped from the manufacturer. So our oven really doesn't hold the temp. If you're lucky, it gets up to about 200. Then all of a sudden it'll jump up to 500. It's been doing that for a while now. So the temp on the brisket just wasn't holding. We did make it. Loved it. Or the kids loved it. Becky loved it. I wasn't happy with the way it turned out. So we're gonna cook another one. We'll film the ending of that one. Still gonna use the same techniques on it and everything else. But yeah, trial and error. So anyway, hope you like the prep work. You guys can use that. I'll put a description how to finish off the brisket with resting and everything else, and or I'll make another video on it. But hopefully you like this little video anyways. If you guys want me, remember, I would say 4 ounces of each, or just, I don't care what you do. Get a spoon, get a tablespoon of each, slap it on a piece of white bread. I don't use the whole grain. I hope I'm not using it. My wife likes to buy that whole grain, the white classic whole grain. So what is it? What is this stuff?
We have his and her bread.
I don't know what this is, but this isn't bread. But yeah. So there you go. Yeah, until next time. We'll see you later, guys. Oh, hey. Just admiring our new stove. Brisket ain't got nothing on this thing. See you in a bit.